Do 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 do. Hello, everybody. Make sure my phone is set right. Let's see, Ken G tonight. Let's see who pops in here first. Malaya's mom beat everybody tonight. Y'all were right behind her. Hello, Peter. Hello, Shauna. There's Sean, too. There's Pepper Moon. There's Betty. There's Ladybug 22. There's Shannon. There's Rita. There's Anita. There's William. Wendy said, well, lots of news. Yes. We will go over that here shortly. There's Amy. There's Anna. There's GDC. Hey, how are you tonight? There's Miss Vivian. Hello, Miss Vivian. Allison, hello from Vancouver Island. Bob G says, good evening, whatever sparks my interest. There's Robin, how are you? Oh, Karen, that is not good. Karen, can I ask, how old are you? Let me just ask that question to you. 60. Do you live in their household or are you on your own there a little bit? I got a little piece of something on my hat there, folks. Hello, Miss Charlene. How are you? Jed said 60 here, too. Hello, David and Tammy Lee. How are you guys? Hello, Miss Lovebug. How are you? There's Miss Christine. Okay. Okay. There's Miss Rhonda. Hello from Salem. Hello, Miss Rhonda. Do you have a worker or somebody maybe you can have a conversation with? Um, I know you said you had some difficulties there. Okay. Elmwood said, is there something wrong on their side? There's Miss Tony. How are you? Yeah, have that conversation with your worker. You see her tomorrow. Uh, have that conversation with your worker and let her know that it's starting to really, weigh on you some. And maybe the worker can be a mediator there to where they can help you out there. Um, yeah, that's not good. Anita said, still weak. Today need prayers. You got it. Miss Anita. I got the blue pen tonight, guys. I'm going to let some people get in here real quick. Yeah. Okay. You got it. Yeah, have a conversation with your worker tomorrow. And let's see maybe if your worker can kind of maybe become a mediator to kind of help you there. Hello, Dogs Rule. How are you? No. The ability to give memberships seem to still be mostly on desktop browsers, at least. Yes, you are exactly right, Malaya's mom. That was something that I found out today. Contacted a buddy of mine who is on YouTube as well, and he had made a reference to the fact that he is on a laptop. So I may have to start doing the laptop side of it. You guys can do the memberships. You can do super chats, you can give, you can do all those stuff. I just don't see it. The only thing that I see is if somebody gives a super chat, say for $1.99, there is a little box right there in the upper right, my right hand corner, depending on how you're looking at the screen. It's my right hand corner. That tells me like $1.99. Then beside of it, it tells me who's in the room. 18 people have liked it, and then there's 107 people in the room. I apologize, guys, if the screen goes. But those are the only things I see. And when I started looking into it, and I gave him a phone call today, he said that you have to be on a laptop, and once you're on the laptop, you can then you can give the free memberships out that way. I like it. Yes. Also, Malaya's mom said that I suggest that all of you make in your settings, it will give you a link for you to accept the membership gift. So make sure that you have your settings taken care of correctly to where once I'm able to kick those over to you, you're able to accept them. Thank you. Rita, they started to take him out the other night. He went to homecoming the other night. His camp lasted for about an hour. He said that he had gotten extremely tired, and so they brought him on back home and let him rest. He wanted to at least experience that this year, to where he could go to homecoming. I think he made it a little bit to the football game, not very much, but I think he made it in total. It was about an hour, from what I understand, and that was about as much as he could withstand. So, yeah. Yeah, Karen, definitely have that conversation tomorrow, please, by all means. Uh, Guys, send Karen some love tonight. She's, and some prayers. We've got her here. Yeah, you may have to get some counseling on that side of things to see what can be done. A lot of love in this room for you tonight. I promise you that. Um, let's see here. There's Miss Tony. Okay, guys, real quick. Um, Patrick last night showed up and basically, yesterday evening, a 4 hour chat with Lady K and Toddy. Guys, it was 4 hours. They covered a lot of stuff. It is on YouTube. Here, this is what I'm going to suggest, and I know a lot of people may get upset with me, but when you have time, I don't want to lose anything in translation. When you have time and you can just put it on and listen to it, it's 4 hours long. It's a 4 hour long chat. Um, let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Anita, did that just happen? Pepper Moon says, Lady K is awesome. It's an extremely good conversation. It covers a lot of things from money to the Airbnb to they allow people to ask questions. It's an extremely well handled. They don't let the comments roll through to where they stick to business in this chat. Yeah, Tony, 4 hours long. Yeah, Patrick comes in. I think it's like an hour and 36 minutes into it. So you can move over to an hour and 36 minutes into it. if you just go to your search box and type in Lady K, Patrick Speaks, it will give you everything there. Yeah, Wendy, Patrick comes into the chat about 45 minutes to an hour. It's worth a watch. It really is. Some things are answered that you may believe, you may not believe. It's up to you. Like we always say, it's based on your opinion. Sean too said I started listening. It was so long. It may be a couple of days listen. It may be a couple of day listen for you, and that's why, and I don't want to. And I got to listen to quite a bit of it, but I don't want to roll something out that I didn't hear, or I want to be very transparent with you guys on everything. So I want you guys to, if you have time, and even if you put it on and you're washing dishes or doing something, working on paperwork or something, please do it that way. Miss Anita needs prayers tonight, guys. Throw her some prayers. We can do that. You got it. It's a 3-ring circus. It really is. It really is. And there's new players coming in just about every day into the picture there. Also, there's a new gentleman into the mix, Brian. We've talked about him. I think it's Brian Cody. He evidently is a neighbor of the Whitakers. The video that I saw this morning or late last night, they had taken some groceries down to the Whitakers and some firewood, as well as a new pipe for their wood stove that they were going to take care of there. He brought a video out stating that the Whitakers were going to court today to see what could be done to putting the family back together, things like that. I think it went exactly like everybody kind of thought it was going to go. There is a list that he made reference to that a lot of things will need to be done. Now, here's the thing. He didn't get too far into it. He just said that, within this home, now we don't know if it's the home they're currently in, if they seek another home, there will need to be some things done within that home. If you're ever familiar, he referred to it like as an adoption home, to where every room has to have a fire detector, carbon monoxide detector. The bathrooms have to be ADA, accessible, showers, things like that. There has to be an evacuation plan up on the wall, to where like a school kind of, you are here and you know how to get out of the building. He didn't go too far into the list. He wanted to speak with Betty and Larry evidently on that, to make sure that it was okay to share some of the things that was on the list. Kind of what we were expecting. The judge was going to give them some parameters on some of the things that needed to be done in order to bring them back as a family. Once he goes over that list with you, there's Rocker. Yeah, Ken G, look, this is going to be probably as well. There's going to be probably a caretaker there as well. There's no doubt in my mind. There's probably going to have to be a caretaker there as well. So again, don't know much about the list. He went over it just briefly, maybe a minute or two. One of the things he did say was, I think going to court today showed them that they will need a good family attorney, and then they will need attorneys to assist the family attorney. So I think this is going to become, maybe one of the issues there of, Robert, a lot of people ask that question. Why fix the house up? Maybe go somewhere, get yourself into a better situation and go from there. I completely get that. So that's what was covered today, was that basically they're going to need a good attorney. a good family attorney that deals with this. And guys, we've talked about this from day one. With stuff going on like this, you need someone who has navigated this before, who has been through this before. It's very difficult just to walk in and go, we're here, we want them back. You need someone to help you through this process. And I think that's what they're looking for right now, is someone to help them through the process. Um, you know, in my opinion, um, dogs rule. The judge told, this is from what I got out of Brian in that video that he put up on Facebook. The judge gave them a list of things. Um, the ADA rule that he was talking about was simply based off of the fact of they are getting to the point where if you look at Betty, you look at Lorraine, you look at Timmy, you look at all of them, especially the older members of the family, they're walking with canes. Uh, Stairs are probably going to become an issue eventually. Um, you're probably going to have, a shower to where you can put a shower chair in there and let them sit and take showers and things like that. They may have issues. It's just one of those things, you see the progression of them growing older. So they're probably going to have something that is set up and designed for them as they get older as well. Uh, Prayers for Bonnie's husband tonight. Yes. Barbara said there's no one in the family that can take care of Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy. Not that I'm aware of. We haven't seen anyone. We've seen how they were living before. We've seen that's the kind of family that's around them. There will probably have to be some sort of caretaker there if they're brought back and put into a home situation with everybody together. There will probably have to be a caretaker. Again, I have not seen the list. He said that he would share the list as long as Betty and Larry and them sign off on the fact of showing the list. Now, it could be to the point they don't want to share it. They don't want to get that far into it, and they don't share the list. But from what I'm understanding, they left out of there today knowing that they will need good attorneys. It's just where we're at. Yeah. Bonnie's husband. I need to get Bonnie's husband in there. Prayers for Bonnie's husband tonight, guys. So yeah, they need a good attorney. They need a family attorney, from what he was saying, and then they need attorneys to help that family attorney as well maneuver on the other side of things like that. And then basically the list that they will go over. And we kind of figured that. We kind of figured that there would be a checklist that they would have to go through in order, in order to get that done. And again, guys, like I said, I don't know if you can do it with the present home that they're in, or if this is something that maybe will have to be looked at as, everybody has always talked about getting them a new home. It may be to the point now where, and when I say new home, I'm not meaning one that is built brand new from the foundation. It may be one that's already built, somebody already has, they can rent it, they can do things like, you just don't know. You don't know, but I think they need something that is probably going to be better than what they're in right now. You just feel like. Kelly said, who needs a new home? Kelly, again, it's the Whitaker family we were talking about here. I don't know if they need a quote unquote brand new home built from the foundation up, or if they need something, look, people have talked about double wide trailers, the mobile homes, things like that you could possibly get somebody into, that could be, extremely well built. I've been into several double wides, and they are great they're modular homes. They're really beautiful homes. So, but I think that there will have to be a caretaker involved there. Kelly said, "Having a clue. Hang in there with us." Let's see, what did that say? Pepper and Betty, Larry are both lower IQ. Yeah, we are all family here. You got it correct. And what is that? Daughter's job hit today with the second fraud on the vet office. First around, single mom, my special needs. Miss Amy. Prayers for Amy tonight, guys, and her family. Wow. Leia's mom said, I live in a double wide. Bought it brand new 3 years ago. Um, yeah, new home to them. When I say a new home, I'm saying new home to them. It, you know, yeah, no one has, no reference was made today if they had seen them or not. I don't believe they have. I think this is something that will take a little while. No timeline was given on it either, so we're going off of what the neighbor is saying, and um, from what I'm seeing, um, and this is just basically going off from what I'm seeing off of this neighbor. He hasn't asked for any money. The only thing he asked for the other day was if anybody had any firewood around the area that they could bring, that they would pay for the firewood. Because the Whitakers needed firewood for the winter and it was starting to get cold. And that was one of the things that, if you remember back, Larry was talking about was they wanted to try to be out of the home before winter because evidently it's an extremely cold home there because of, I think they're living basically off of a wood stove. So, um, yeah, Sherry, I was too. I was hoping that something, but again, like I said, we haven't got the full details on it. I'm only giving you what um, Brian said, and that was what he had stated. He is waiting on the go ahead from the Whitakers to share more. And guys, understand, if they don't want to share it, I doubt this gentleman will share it. He doesn't seem to be that kind of person. He's kind of listening to them right now of what they want to share and what they don't want to share. Uh-oh, Rocker, you leaving us for the night? You got it. Have a good night, Rocker. Take care of yourself, buddy. Take care of them babies. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be public record for the simple fact of dealing with uh, people's lives and things like that within family court. I don't know if it'll be public record. Good night, Rocker. Yeah, being in family court, I don't know if they will share that or not. I don't know if that will happen. Sherry said, "Yeah, keep private. It surely would be. Love you, brother. Yeah, have a good night. Like I said, take care of them babies." Uh, but guys, that's really everything with the Whitakers today. It's been that was kind of hit on us late yesterday evening. Again, yeah, Wendy, I've got a feeling there. When the second attorney's involved, there are things that will have to be handled through the second attorney, and you could be extremely right there. That may be the quote unquote money guy. That may be the guy that comes in and says, "Hey, this is what we need to do. This is how we do it. Uh, these are the avenues we go down. But with the family attorney, I think his main goal is more than likely going to be getting them back together, and how they have to get them back together. So, hello, Miss Barbara. Yeah, Robert said it will be sealed. You got it. There's Crunch. How are you, Crunch? There's Miss Tracy. But I will tell you guys, and Malaya's mom, she nailed it for me at the start of the chat. Uh, we're trying to do the free memberships. YouTube has asked me to do memberships, and we put it out there. And right now, for people coming in tonight going, man, I'd like to do a membership, you can do the membership. I can't give out a free membership just yet because I need to do it off of a laptop. And I am doing everything on my phone. So I apologize. If you want to wait, I get it. You can do that, or you have the option of doing it. I get it. Um, Kenji, yeah. The big picture has to be looked at, and guys, I would love to say it's as simple as uh, walking in, going, okay, we're here. Let's We'd like to take them home. There's a much bigger picture here. I guarantee you of that. There is a much bigger picture there. You got it. Guardian ad litem will have to come in, I'm sure, on this deal. The reindeer are quiet tonight. They are. They are extremely quiet tonight. I had the opportunity of taking the trash out earlier and peeked into the barn, and they were all just kind of chilling. They were laying around. Tom said, "Oh, there's a deer whisperer." I do not. Let me write that down. And he goes by Deer Whisperer. Nice. I will have to look into that. Terry, be careful there. I know there's a young lady out there who said that they are at a place, but again, you just don't know. You really don't know. Um, the only thing that I can say where this Brian gentleman is concerned, at least I have seen videos of him actually with Betty and Larry. So I truly believe there's something there to where he actually knows these individuals, to where if he's sharing something, he at least knows the people. Well, thank you, Love Bug. I appreciate that. See, you see that button. I don't see that button. Ken G said, I like Lucian's Halloween decorations. Crunch, why are you yelling at me? Santa! Um, he loves them. He loves putting up decorations, and he went through a post-it phase today. He found a pack of post-it notes, and let's just say that there are probably 200 post-it notes around the house with his name on it. And he is he's 4. So he's at that age right now where he literally writes Lucian on everything. And so, oh, no, Love Bug. No, no, no. Now, I have a laptop. Understand. No. I have a laptop. I'm just not on the laptop. I just use my cell phone. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love you for doing that. I have a laptop. I just don't have it here. It's at work. And like Malaya's mom was saying, there's Miss Sarah. Like Malaya's mom was saying, there are things on the laptop that I can do. I need to bring it home with me. There are things on the laptop that I can do that I cannot do over my phone. So, yeah, no, 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 no. I don't need you guys doing that. Tony said, I use my phone for everything. It is, if you would have told me 30 years ago that we literally could use, our handheld device as this, thing to the world. I'm trying to see what I can do here. Sarah just joined us. She's a little elf now. She is, oh, what happened there? Hang on. Yeah, Sarah just became a member, so she is on elf level now. That's what I called it. Why not elf level? Uh, but if you would have told me that we would go to this device, and I remember as a kid, my grandmother would go outside and get a newspaper, and she'd come back in the house and she'd sit down, have a cup of coffee, she'd read the newspaper, and first thing we do when we wake up in the morning is we grab this device and we start scrolling. We start looking at the news. That's where we're at in the world. These little devices, Amy said, I need some Christmas cheer. Come on now. Yeah, we use our phones for everything. And it took our mom some time to get used to her cell phone. And let me tell you, she would call us every day. When my mom got her first cell phone, and my mom, she was in her 70s. And when she got her first cell phone, it was literally just, she would send you an emoji of, it could be a doghouse. And you didn't know if you were in the doghouse or the fact of she just liked the picture and she was sending you an emoji. Ken G said, we call it a phone. It's actually a handheld computer. Guys, I'm telling you now, there is a program. It's called Sora, Sora. And there's Miss Sheila. How are you? There's Pretty Eyes. And they are literally doing things with AI right now that it's unbelievable. Oh, Toe Tickler 3000. I like that name. Toe Tickler. Toe Tickler 3000. Thank you so much. And make sure it's Toe Tickler. Yep. That is awesome. But no, this Sora and the AI, you can put in just about anything and ask it to create a video for you. Now, there's I did a short today using the audio of a gentleman talking about being kicked out of a buffet, and he was there for 4 hours. Well, it's AI generated. It's through this Sora. And Roy said he's got big Sora news. Well, Roy, would you like to share it with us? QB Ranger, how much does it cost? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Sora costs. I don't think it costs anything. I think it's a thing of when you apply for it, you have to wait for a code to be sent back to you. And you can literally put up, you can put, create me a video of Santa being pulled by 9 reindeer. Oh, he's got an invite code for me. Oh, look, y'all might be seeing some Sora Santa videos coming up, but it is extremely. There's Miss Sheila. Toe Tickler, thank you. I appreciate that. I love that name. I don't know how you got that name, but I love that. But you would be surprised the things that you can do with this Sora. We talked about it last night. There's a video going around of a young lady who they have a T-shirt gun. You know, the ones that they shoot at games where the shirts go up into the crowd. Well, the gentleman hits her in the chest with the T-shirt gun, and she falls over. And everybody kind of thought that was real, but it turned out to be AI. And it went viral because everybody thought it was real. Toe Tickler. I love that name. That is awesome. Yes, that's what I want to know. Jason said, was it real or we can't tell with AI these days? QB Ranger said, I saw that. I'm talking, it looked real. And it was AI. Yes, Christine, it was AI. It was not a real video. The video of the gentleman being escorted out of the Golden Corral from staying there 4 hours, eating everything like that. Um, what's that say? To That's scary stuff. Yes. Yeah. No, it's the buddy of mine, Roy, that you see up there. Roy and I grew up together. He sent me a video yesterday of him falling on his front porch. And when he fell on his front porch, all these cats jump up on top of him. If he would have just sent that to me and said, hey, look at this, I probably would have believed it. I probably would have said, man, did your Ring camera catch that? It's scary. It really is on what it can do. I like the AI Bigfoot. You know what I really like are the AI babies. Have you seen them where they put different people's voice with them? And Joe Rogan, the podcaster, the comedian, and the actor, I see a lot of his videos where the two little babies are sitting talking, and usually they get him laughing to where he falls off the chair or something like that. Hello, Ronnie. Uh, the babies are hilarious. I'm talking. Oh, Kenji, what you see this week? The babies are hilarious. I'm talking. Ken, Ken and RL, not trying to be mean, but you look like Santa. How do you know I'm not Santa? Just because I wear a pig hat don't mean, you know what I'm saying? You can call me that. Yes. Well, there's Miss Nancy Shaw. Nancy said, I am new here, but I never get the acknowledgement from Santa. Nancy, I am so glad you were here tonight. I appreciate the fact you were here tonight. Guys, give Miss Nancy some hearts tonight. Let her know we saw her tonight. We got to get you, Miss Nancy, to where we can see you a little bit. You need to put some big emojis there or something. Let me make sure we can see you. Rozzy, I really like Joe Rogan. Rozzy, Joe Rogan is the kind of everybody wants to do a podcast these days. And the first thing, and myself, Roy, we do, we're in the radio business and we deal with podcasters and things like that as well. One of the first things that we always kind of tell them is, we've already got a Joe Rogan. We don't need a Joe Rogan. We need new people coming out with new ideas, doing their own thing. You got it, Stephen. Look, Stephen threw all the hearts up. I saw him, Cheryl. I saw her. Pimpin' ain't easy, Santa. Oh, Nancy, I'm sorry. But look, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry your husband passed away. He's from Nitro, West Virginia. But I saw the big hands. I saw those pink hands. Easy Lane says, I wonder what comes after podcast. Ralph C., I sincerely believe if you notice, Ralph, in these Sora videos, you will have the word Sora. It'll be like up here, then it'll be down here. then it'll be over here. They do watermark them. They do have it to the point where now, if you go frame by frame, I'm sure Terry said, "What is your first name?" LOL. If you want to say, they just refer to me as Santa. That it's not hard to find, folks. It is not hard to find. I guarantee you. Uh, Cheryl said, "Chris." Oh, hold on. Thank you, Miss Sheila. I appreciate you. Santa is a first name. It is. Chris Kringle. You got it. Jean said, "I've got the dog out for a walk tonight, one of her friend's dog, and she's listening." Sandy said, "I think I'm a ghost around here." You are not, Sandy. I am seeing, look, I'm gonna pin your message to where everybody sees Sandy. Look at that. Now everybody sees you. You are not a ghost around here. I guarantee you that. Malaya's mom says, "I see you, Sandy." Are you always this happy? I am. I am probably one, and Roy can contest to this. I am probably one of the most. I crack a joke at everything. We laugh more than anything. Um, Growing up with him the way I did, we have a lot of inside jokes we tell each other. Um, he knows the jokes. I know the jokes. It it is one of those things of you just got to have a good attitude about everything. Not everything is bad in the world. Not everything should put you in a bad mood. Um, I'm the kind of person that if something happens, I'm usually the first one to crack a joke about it. I want the levity in the room. I don't want you to feel um, that, yeah, guys, chat moves fast. Uh, Thank you, Elmwood. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, we move fast through here. So, Tracy, I need a better attitude with my job. Sometimes that's hard. I work around a lot of people that have been there quite a while, and sometimes that's hard. Um, you need to be the one, though, to kind of bring a little levity to the situation and just, laugh and joke and have a good time. And it is. Sometimes it's really hard, yes. Prayers for Tony tonight. Robert, I don't want to come to that conclusion yet. I really don't. And Robert said he's come to the conclusion that they may not come home. I don't want to come to that conclusion yet. And I say this because if the right people are put in the situation to help them properly, here's the thing: you've got to get the people out of their lives that only want to make a dollar off of them. You've got to put people in their lives that are just good people that want to see the very best done for them. If you get the right attorney, if you get the right attorneys, more than one, if you get someone who cares enough about them that can move them in the right direction and work with them per se, not against them, not looking for something from them, it will be a journey. This is not going to be a 2 second race. This will be a journey, and we have to make sure that journey is properly handled and properly done. Um, it amazes me the amount of love and support this family has for them. There are people all over the world that want to do right by the Whitakers. that want to do good where the Whitakers are concerned. And we've always talked about there needs to be an organization, there needs to be a group, there needs to be somebody who can handle money, there needs to be somebody who knows, the ins and outs of the laws in West Virginia to where things are being done properly, the codes are being done properly. It just needs to be done right. You know, it I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the negativity. We can sit here and have a conversation about the Whitakers. And there's 50 people sitting there saying the only reason we're talking about the Whitakers is we're looking to make money off of the Whitakers. We're not. We're talking. We're having a conversation. It it baffles my mind. I've got people right now that will take my videos and put them on other platforms to where people think I'm on 7 different platforms, and I've got one channel, guys, and that's Layla's Toys, named after the baby. There is only one platform. If you see something else, it is not me. It's my picture, it's my videos, it's people coming in taking them. Sandy, you took your message down. Uh-oh, Sheila said, sent money to Santa. He will find someone. Well, thank you, Miss Joan. I appreciate that. From Superior, Wisconsin. Oh, there's Haunted Coyotes. How are you? Yeah, no, guys, and I'll be the first one to tell you. And the money that you guys donate or send me or do whatever you want to do, if it's $1, if it's $5, if it's $10, I'm taking it back out into the community. That I'm helping people. Like I said, I'll buy somebody a cup of coffee. I'll buy somebody a dinner. I'll buy somebody. People just want to be, they want to know that somebody out there that cares for them. And I'll tell anybody, that if I have no, let me tell you, and my buddy on here, Roy, if he's still on here with us, I don't know if he is or not, he'll be the first one to tell you. I'm the kind of person that if I walk by somebody, I'll hand them $1 or two. And he'll look at me, he'll go, why do you do that? And I said, maybe that person just needed it. Maybe that person needs not a handout, but a hand up. I grew up that way. My grandmother was one that would sit there, and if somebody would come down the street and they'd say, hey, can I borrow $1 from you? And she would ask him, she'd say, what do you want for the dollar? What do you want with the dollar? Well, I need to get me something to eat. And she goes, well, I won't give you the dollar, but I'll feed you. We didn't have any issues feeding people back in the day. We didn't have, I'm always amazed at, we're in such a world these days where everybody thinks everybody is running a scam on them. And I think that hurts some people sometimes because you just don't know if the organization you want to give to is handling their money properly. Ken G said it sure is getting dark early. I think they said we are now past the 7 o'clock mark. That we will not see any more sunsets. We are in the 6 o'clock hour now. What are we, a month away from daylight savings? Big nor'easter. Hit the East Coast. Stay safe. We'll do it, Susie Q. Rusty said, prayers for my wife. We can do it, Rusty. Tracy's exactly right. Malaya's mom said, Tracy said, the way people are these days makes it scary to help sometimes, and it does. Malaya's mom said, I actually had a man stop me at the gas station this morning asking for a few dollars for cigarettes. I told him no. He made me very uncomfortable because of the way you got it. Linda, amen. I would love, and we've done it, and we have done it. We have got on here. Anita said, we have got on here several nights. Thank you, Anita. And we haven't had a conversation about the Whitakers. There are just nights. The reason we had the conversation tonight was people were asking about the fact of them going to court and things going like that. Oh, Sheila, I'm sorry. Guys, send some prayers to Sheila tonight. Her daughter in law's in really bad shape since she only has days left. Sheila, we'll put you in our prayers tonight. Look at that. I love these two moderators in here. They just zap messages. I didn't even see that, and that one was already gone before. You guys are awesome. Cato, that wasn't nice. Elmwood, you saw it. I did not see it. But I think Malaya's mom nailed it. Guys, no, there's no sense in it. Yeah, if you see something like that, just block them completely away from the channel. They are quick as lightning. You got it. You got it. Prayers, Miss Sheila. You got it. Yeah. But no, guys, that's, I remember back in the day that you trusted people. And now it's got to the point you feel like you have done that at was in a grocery store checking out and didn't have enough money for groceries and started to walk out. Yes. Robin, really? Look, Robin throwing levity into the group. She's throwing it in there. Ken G said, Robin, I'm trying not to laugh. It's okay to laugh. Bringing some levity into the group. Look, Lovebug said, I'm going to chat. I'm going to chat and I'm going to laugh. Robin said, that's a true story. Really? Really? There's HF Forrest. There he is. How are you? Big fan said, I paid for someone and I'm a kid. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that is something that if we went into a store and somebody in front of you didn't have enough change, well, you gave them the rest of the change. Yeah, that's just, that's just the way that we were brought up as kids. And, and you know what I used to love too? Would be the fact of little community grocery stores. We had a community grocery store down the street from us. And we would go in, and if something was $1.10, and you looked at, and the gentleman's name was Mr. Bill that owned the store, and you say, Mr. Bill, I got $1. And he'd look at you and he'd say, you bring me that 10 cents back, all right? You never thought anything of it. You brought the 10 cent back to him the next time you were in the store. You had that trust that was with this gentleman. Or you come in and you'd sit there and you say, Mr. Bill, man, I left my wallet at the house. And he said, well, go on and get what you need to get. I'll put it on a ticket and we'll write it up. Okay. Well, what do you want to do? When you come back in, you pay me tonight, or you pay me in the morning. You pay me next time you see me. And we used to do that. I remember back in the day as a little kid, excuse me, we would have what was called, you had a running tab that as a kid, we'd go into the store and we'd say, Mr. Bill, my mom needs this, my grandmother needs this, we need this, we need this, we need this. And he would write it down. And I say, okay, what do I need to do? And he says, nothing. They'll take care of it at the beginning of the month. And when people got paid, they went in and they took care of Mr. Bill and paid his bill. Tony said, wish we were back in the Leave It to Beaver days. Yes. We trusted people. We did. We really trusted people. And it's a different world these days. It is a different world these days. Yeah, I always laugh. There was a gentleman that I went to school with, elementary school, and I'm sitting at home one night and he knocks on the front door, and I had a gas can sitting on the front porch where I've been mowing the yard or doing something in the yard. He knocked on the front door and he says, hey, I need to get some gas. Can I borrow your gas can? And I said, sure. To this day, I've never seen that young man back with that gas can. And I'm like, if you needed that gas can that bad, we're good. You go on and take it. But I grew up in a time where, you were told you could do a lot of things. Just don't steal from me. Don't steal from me. Don't lie to me and don't steal from me. That the lying part was something my grandmother, she instilled in that. I'm talking, she would look at us and she'd tell us all the time, as long as you're truthful with me, I can help you. It's when you start telling the lies, I can't help you. Bruce said, we only had 4 people in our family, but my mother cooked every day like she was cooking for the whole state of West Virginia. It seemed like we always had somebody dropping by for dinner. Isn't that something? Mm-hmm. My mom was the same way. My grandmother was the same way. We had 6 kids in the house, but it was nothing to be sitting there and all of a sudden here comes your cousins, here comes neighbors, you know, hey, can little Billy down the street stay for dinner? Well, yeah, well, can so and so and so and so. Next thing you know, she's done cooked for 12 people because everybody in the neighborhood was at your house. Yes, your word is still your bond. Don't break it. Don't break your word with me. That's just the way we were raised. Your word is your word. You're as good as your word. And that's the way we were raised. Mm, yes, I am in Roanoke, Virginia. Nancy, I'm just down there. Where are you at, Nancy, in West Virginia? Peter said, my mother is Greek. We feed everyone. Yes, if you were out sick from school, trust me, somebody was calling. Yes. Betty said there was 12 of us in Kentucky and the table was never empty. We used to have a lady who owned a restaurant in our town, Miss George, the George family. And the George family would see us playing around the neighborhoods and things like that. Ken, happy birthday. I just saw that uh, in the George family, and we'd be playing, and she'd call us over. And they were from Italy, and her English was horrible. It was all Italian. And so she would set us down in the restaurant, and we would eat spaghetti like you wouldn't believe it. And then she would tell us, she'd say, I call you mama, you go home. So we'd go home, and she would send big things of spaghetti with us home. It got to the point that, oh, we were so sick of spaghetti, it was unbelievable. But that's what she knew. That's what she knew. That's the way she was raised. I'm talking, she fed every kid in the neighborhood, and she would send it home with you. So you know, God love her. But I remember that, and she was just an extremely good woman. An extremely good woman. Beans and cornbread, yes. Krug, Virginia. Okay. Susie Q said pickings were slim, but somehow we always had enough. Buttered spaghetti. I have not. I need to try that, Peter. Great cooks. Yes. What is the Al's favorite food? They're big on sweets. They really love anything sweet. They're not into the noodles and things like that. It's sweet. And if you ever saw the movie Elf, where he pours the maple syrup on the spaghetti and things like that's how they are. For some reason, they just I'm talking it's candy, 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 candy. Sweets are unbelievable. Look at that. Malaya's mom said, I love to cook in my Instant Pot. Love Bug said, come on. She'd love to have everybody over for dinner. Yes, Sheila's exactly right. Back in the day, you never brought an animal home. You just brought kids with you. Exactly. You brought the neighbors with you. David and Tammy said, oh, they're in Norfolk this week. Okay, enjoy with the grandkids. Sauerkraut was big. Sauerkraut and weenies. I'm talking, my grandmother used to cook a big pot of, you know. Okay, Christine. Christine says, I need to call it a night. I need to start on letters and cards to veterans. Awesome. Guys, we've been in here an hour and 3 minutes. Christina's she's putting the cat out for the night. Let's see here. My mom walked into a grocery store, put some bologna on the bread counter, told the clerk she was taking it to her kids, and she'd pay them back. A lot of people did. A lot of people did that. Oh, I hit that little button with my finger and it turns. I wish someone would cook me a meal. I miss my grandmother. Yeah. Grandmothers were the best. They knew what to fix you and everything. They were pretty awesome. They'd fix you just about anything. My grandmother used to make chicken and dumplings, and the dumplings would be biscuits. She would take the big roll of biscuits and cut them into 4 pieces and drop in, and those things used to get huge. And it was a quick and easy way to feed 6 kids. And a lot of people don't realize how big a biscuit, just a little Pillsbury biscuit that you cut, but they would get huge. And we used to love them as kids. My cooking is better than going out. You got it. Sheila said, I'm a grandmother. Susie Q said, just put some food out for the stray cats. I love cooking at home, always. Always. Home cooking's better than anything you can possibly get. All right, guys. An hour and 5 minutes. Thank you guys so much. Bless you for being here tonight. Take care of yourself. I'm going to hop off here. Take care of yourself. Do something good tomorrow for somebody. Go do good for others. We will talk with you again. Pray for the Whitakers. If new stuff comes up, we'll keep you updated. But that's what's going on right now. Go check out Lady K's video if you've got a little bit. Again, just type in Lady K interviews Patrick. And like I said, it's going to take you a little while, but she'll keep you updated there as well. You guys have a great night. I love you. God loves you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.